Barbora Krejcikova is your 2024 Wimbledon champion as she claims her second Grand Slam title by beating Jasmine Paolini in the finals. What's up, everybody? It's John Eric Poli here, continuing my coverage of this year's Wimbledon championships, and now here we are, all wrapped up on the women's side of things with Barbora Krejcikova claiming this year's Wimbledon championship. And who would have thought, right? Who had her winning this circled on their bingo cards ahead of this year's tournament? I certainly didn't. As a matter of fact, the odds before the tournament at her winning this year's championship was 100-1. So if anybody did bet on Barbora, congratulations on your massive payout win there. But let's just talk about what this tournament was for, right? First off, for Krejcikova, she's in a half of the bracket in this tournament where nobody even talked about her, and she has a major championship under her belt because coming into this year's Wimbledon, she was the 2021 French Open champion. So you're a former major champion that nobody's even talking about on that half of the bracket, because on that half of the bracket, you had the likes of Iga Swiatek, the world number one, Elena Rybakina, who Krejcikova beat in the semifinals. You also had Yulia Putintseva, who's been having a pretty steady 2024, playing great coming into Wimbledon, actually beat Iga Swiatek in this tournament. You had Jelena Ostapenko, another former major champion, one of the top players in the world. She was in that half of the bracket. You had Ons Jabeur in that half of the bracket, Elena Svitolina in that half of the bracket. I mean, I can keep going on here listing names. Jessica Pegula, I believe, is that half of the bracket as well. So many big names on that half of the bracket. You're not even thinking about Barbora Krejcikova coming out of that half of the bracket, but she's able to put together a very good tournament here. And I know it wasn't the prettiest road coming in this year for her here in 2024. She had a sub 500 record coming into the tournament. But what she was able to do here, dig down deep, grind it out, play steady, play very well in every aspect of the game, and just keep doing whatever you have to do to get wins. It was a very impressive tournament for her, and very nice to see for somebody who, like I said, may have been disrespected by a lot of people coming into this year's tournament as a former major champion. Now you have, right, as she's celebrating and she has a thrill of victory and she's holding up the trophy and her name forever goes apart in history. Now you have Jasmine Paolini, who I want to talk about here a little bit. She's going through the agony of defeat for a second straight major final. Let's not forget, too, she made the French Open final, losing to Iga Swiatek. Now, when you lose to Iga Swiatek on clay, all right, just about everybody loses to Iga Swiatek on clay. This was a big opportunity here for Paolini. She was playing very well coming into the final. A lot of people, myself included, had the favorite to win this year's Wimbledon final over Barbora Krejcikova. But obviously we know that Paolini falls in 3 sets here. And this match, first off, just want to say for both ladies, it was a great match to watch. First, Paolini's out of it. You think she's going to lose, and she's come storming back in the second set. Then you think Krejcikova is going to lose. Then they just go back and forth that whole entire third set. Eventually, Krejcikova getting the late break, then able to hold serve there at the end. But for Paolini here, very upsetting to see. I think you see the emotions on her, a little bit there when she was sitting in the chair shortly after that match. Your heart has to break for her. She's been having such a great 2024, winning her first ever WTA 1000 event earlier in the year, making that French Open final, now making this Wimbledon final. It would have been a great feel-good story if Paolini would have won this year's tournament. Of course, she was the crowd favorite, too, over there for that final, but it is what it is. This day is now all about Barbora Krejcikova. She is your 2024 Wimbledon champion. She's forever a part of history, and this is now her second major championship in singles. Not to mention she has numerous doubles championships as well. She's a hell of a player, somebody who is definitely lost in the fold of this year's tournament, but definitely is never going to be lost in the fold again going forward. This second Grand Slam is something for whenever she enters a tournament now, she will be recognized and honored, and everybody's going to be looking out for her here going forward. So just to end things today, just want to say congratulations one more time to Barbora Krejcikova, your 2024 Wimbledon champion.